Hi, we're going to the meat market again, and today we're at the V&M Locker in Leota, Minnesota. Julie, where's Leota? This is my first time here.
Yes, so you found us, which is great.
I did.
We are way in southwest Minnesota, and if you were to draw an X from Slayton to Laverne and Pipestone to Worthington, we are right in the middle of it, about a half an hour from each of those locations. We're an hour from Sioux Falls, and if you're on I-90, we're 13 miles north off the interstate, off the Adrian exit.
So Julie, tell me, what made you decide to own a meat market in Kentucky?
Sure. So I married into it. My husband, or my father-in-law, started the business in 1973, and it was just him and a couple gals that worked here, and it was a partnership with kind of a grocery general store, and it just started off really small, but it was his dream when he was 19 to have a meat market, so he did.
What a cool dream.
Yeah. He had different partners all along. And people always ask, well, where did the V&M come from? And in the 80s, he had a partner named Marv. So my father-in-law's name is Berlin, so it was V, and then his partner was Marv. And in the 80s is really when the market, or the locker really started to take off. And so that's why they made the name change. I don't know, it was like something to do with the grocery store before that. But, and they did an expansion at that same time and opened it back up, and things have been rolling ever since. And then in the 90s, Mark sold out to another guy, and then my husband Chad, who's Roland's son, went to meat cutting school in Pipestone.
Ooh.
And after he graduated in 2003, he bought the locker and has been running it ever since. Had, of course, different things happen throughout the time and different expansions, but we got married in 2007. And I took over managing the grocery side of it at that time. So we were V&M Locker Grocery. And then in 2016, we won Minnesota's Best Hot Dog.
It's summer and hot dogs.
Yes, exactly. And they're mostly beef, which is fantastic too. That's why we're here today. And then, so that we needed to be more efficient in the way that we made them. So we decided to tear our old grocery store side down and rebuild. So we built this sausage kitchen where we can more efficiently make our hot dogs, but other meat products as well. And then we built this place in 2019, and at that time, Chad and I bought out his parents, Berlin and Mark. So the name has stayed the same throughout. We just took off the grocery part because we're a meat market more than anything. And we still have some groceries, but it's more meat, and that's what we focus on. So it's good.
That's awesome. What a great story, It's fun to hear how it comes down to your family, and who knew that you could go to school for meat cutting, I don't think people think about that as a career, and it very well can be a career.
Yeah, and that's something, like, I didn't go to school for meat cutting. I went for youth ministry of all things, and ended up, I enjoy working with people, and that's what I get to do every day here, and with the general public and with our employees as well. And so it's been a really good fit for me. Of course, I've had to learn a lot about meat and sausage making and cutting, and there's days I'll be in the meat room scraping bone dust off of steaks and roasts for people and their beef as well. So you kind of learn as you go, but we attended the locker convention every year too, and you learn a lot from other lockers when you do that as well. So it's been very good for me.
But so tell me, what is your most popular cut for people when they come in here? I know you sell a lot of beef, but what are some of the most popular favorite cuts that people do?
Of course, everybody comes for ribeye steaks.
Yeah.
Other things in our area that you can't find everywhere is tri-tip. And so we do have quite a few people that come for tri-tip. We also have people that will call us and order brisket. We don't always carry that on hand, but if you call ahead, we can usually get some of that for you as well. And dried beef is probably one of our #1 sellers. And a new product we just started carrying in our case is beef bacon.
Sign me up.
Yes. It's very good. It comes out of brisket. So that's where we cure it and smoke it and then slice it, and you can just, it's fully cooked, so you can just really heat it up. But you use a frying pan. It's great on a BLT with that coming. So if you want to try something different from your regular pork bacon, you could try beef bacon.
So let's see, it's summer, so now I can come get beef hot dogs, beef bacon from my BLTs, and dried beef.
And dried beef. And we have all of this. Yes. So we also have gourmet beef patties, all different kinds. Italian onion, jalapeno cheddar, mushroom and Swiss, pizza burgers. You can get regular plain patties. Hamburgers, so a ton of ground beef. Another one of our favorites is our bacon wrapped sirloin medallions. They have sold like hotcakes this summer. They're great on the grill. Yeah, really, really fantastic.
So Julie, like we all think of the steaks and the burgers, go home and throw them on the grill, but what if you're just heading to the lake, or you have soccer practice tonight, or a ball game? Any suggestions of how to incorporate beef that way?
Yes, absolutely. So we have some great snacks. We have, of course, beef sticks. We have 13 different kinds, so there is something for everyone. There's something sweet, something spicy, something just our regular original beef sticks, which you got to try on the cattle tour yesterday.
I did get to try on the cattle tour. It was delicious, and I'm maybe taking some dilly pickle ones home with me.
Yes, there's something for everyone.
See?
That's great. We also have our regular whole muscle jerky, which sells all the time. We make at least 70 pounds of this every single week, which I know other lockers make a lot more, but for us that's a lot. And then we also make ground and formed beef jerky, and not everybody makes that. But it's got more of a tender bite to it. So if you don't really like how the regular whole muscle jerky gets stuck in your teeth, the ground and formed has the same flavor, just a little different texture. So it's a great alternative to beef jerky, but still a great snack to have along at ball games, like I said, soccer practice.
On the road, I always have beef jerky in my car, and I'm going to hit the road. I always have beef jerky in my car for a great snack, or sometimes I just do it as lunch.
There you go.
See? We get people come in and use all of this, but what is probably, like people always don't know how to cook things or whatever, what is probably one of the most common questions you get asked from a customer about beef? And it doesn't even have to be cooking, maybe it's about where the cut comes from, or whatever.
Sure. We get a lot of people ask if we age our beef. We slaughter 34 beef a week and 35 to 40 pigs. It is a lot. And so that, when people give us their cutting order, a lot of them call and ask, will you age? And yes, we do. Usually 10 to 14 days. But sometimes if somebody wants it 21 days, we will do that as well. Of course, there's a little added fee for that because it's taking up space in our cooler longer. But we get that question a lot. Let's see. Also, a lot of people ask, what can I do different? And what else would you recommend? And there's where like the tri-tip comes into play. Say, if you tri-tip, or maybe they're used to eating T-bones, and they're like, got any other ideas? Well, then we suggest the New York strip and the filet. So it's another great option, especially if you prefer your meat boneless versus having the T-bone in there. So,
and do you find that people prefer more with the bone or without? I know when I was growing up, the bone-in was more popular, and it seems like without bone is much more popular nowadays.
Yeah, on the cutting side, I'd say we definitely cut more T-bones yet, and more like bone-in sirloin steaks and that sort of thing. But you do have people that call and say, I'd like to change it and go boneless this time. So we're a custom processor, and that's what we've been doing since 1973. So we still continue to cut it the way you want it, not the way me would. I would rather.
Exactly, and that's what's important to you. You offer a wide variety. So, so what's your favorite cut?
I would say, of course, love a ribeye. Can't go wrong there. We had ribeye steak sandwich steaks last night. They were quite a bit thinner, grill up pretty fast, but don't overcook them. They were fantastic. Bone on a bun. It was really good. Another favorite of mine is the tri-tip. I have really come to love that on our smoker, so it's very good.
I love that you did the ribeye sandwich last night, because not everybody thinks to do that on a sandwich. They almost always just eat the ribeye, or maybe even put it on a salad, but a sandwich is a great option for that ribeye.
Yes.
So, yeah. If you could give one tip about cooking beef or anything about beef, what would be your one tip you would give?
Don't be afraid to try something new. Like the tri-tip, I was a little afraid to try that, but found a good recipe online, and it's literally salt and pepper. So, but you follow the instructions that they give you and know that every smoker grill is different. So trust your thermometer, make sure your thermometer is a good one.
I like that, thermometer, yes.
Yes, and don't overcook them. That would be my top tip.
I think that happens a lot. People think it's not quite done, but using that thermometer will definitely make that difference for it.
Yes, even on a hamburger patty, quarter pounders are going to get done pretty quickly. Third pounders give you a little more time, but they're juicy and delicious.
Please come down and see them. I know you've won a few awards. You won the WCCO Best of Minnesota.
Yep, Best of Minnesota Hot Dog. That was our main award. We've also been recognized by some different boards in the area for being good stewards of their associations and such as well, and enjoyed the cattle tour. We didn't get to go on it, but it's been fun to have people stop by, and we've heard great things about that as well. So we love to promote beef and the industry that surrounds us. Come see the cornfields and the bean fields and drive past the feedlots. It's really a pretty
beautiful country out there.
Drive around here, and it's pretty peaceful. So
we
like it out here in our little town of 200 people.
Get out and check this flea market out, and come on down and visit them here. Are you open? What days are you open?
Monday through Saturday, 7:30 to 5:30.
We appreciate you taking time today, Julie, and coming and seeing us.
Yes, thank you guys for coming down.
Eat beef.
Yes.